So I watched a movie called My Friend Dahmer, which I had heard a decent amount of praise for. It stars Alex Wolff from Hereditary as the guy who is friends with Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer is played by Ross Lynch, which I know from Austin and Ally and the Teen Beach movies because my kids are super into that stuff. So I know him pretty damn well, actually. It was very interesting. I didn't know it was him playing him. So when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, is that freaking Austin Moon as Jeffrey Dahmer? And Anne Heche plays his mom, and I think she's excellent in this. I'd heard a lot of good about this movie, a lot of praise. It's labeled as a drama, comedy, horror, I want to say, on IMDb. I don't know where they're getting the drama, or the drama. I'm not sure where they're getting the comedy or the horror. This is like pure drama. This movie was boring as shit to me. I was absolutely bored out of my mind the entire time. Like, let's make a movie about a serial killer when he's not a serial killer. Like, we'll take all the years where he's not interesting at all and make a movie. This is just some awkward teenager's life and how he sort of has friends, but his friends are only friends with him because he's easily talked into doing stupid shit. Anne Heche was fantastic in her moods because she's the nutty mom. All the serial killers always have a nutty mom. And yeah, I mean, she does that very well, but she's not in the film a ton. And then a lot of the film is just him walking around with his head down and his shoulders slumped. Why performances like this are always labeled as like achievements, like, oh my God, they went to such dark places, such good acting. I'm gonna be a dick. I don't care. I don't see it as incredible performances. I don't see this as good acting. I could do that. Okay? I know people will be like, yeah, right, whatever, you fucking suck at that. Maybe I would. But I'm telling you, man, I could put my head down, talk like this. Yeah. No. Like, I don't know. I see those fucking nominated for Academy Awards all the time. Like, I watch movies and people are like, oh my God, look at this amazing performance. And it's a guy who's just sulking around an entire film. I'm like, that's not that good to me. I don't know. Call me fucking crazy on that. His acting is fine. I'm not saying he's a bad actor at all. Stuff like this, because I think that's what they're going for here. They're going for the dramatic acting role, and it just didn't work. I was so bored this entire film. I didn't feel any tension. I didn't feel any nervousness, probably because I knew what was going to happen. I knew, and unless they were going to go off script, unless they were going to go completely against history, I know who his first kill is. Like, I know his life once he becomes a killer, and I know it wasn't during this time in his life. So throughout the film, I was just like, I don't know, and I kept expecting so much more, and I expected this story to be much different. I don't know if this is true to life at all. I don't know how much of this is real or not. I didn't look into that because I don't know anything about his high school years, except for that we're not aware of anyone that he killed. I mean, it's possible he did and didn't tell anyone, but I doubt it. Yeah, I thought it was going to be about a guy who was friends with Jeffrey Dahmer. And as their friendship flourished and they became closer and closer, maybe even romantically, because Dahmer had a homosexual tendencies, urges, whatever, that he tried not to act on. I thought that he was going to start seeing something in him that worried him, and he was going to be trying to bring it to people's attention and whatnot. And that's not a knock on the movie, like, just because it didn't match my expectations. That seemed so much more interesting than what I got. Because as I said, if this is what really happened, it would piss me off to no end to find out that this whole movie was made up. and that none of these friends existed, that he didn't throw fits in public, like any of because this shit was boring. Like, if this is what they created fictionally, then they're not very interesting writers. In my opinion. I just, obviously, this is my opinion, but I was so fucking bored the entire movie that I was just like, this is what you made up? This better be true at the very least, because if it isn't, I'm unimpressed. So I didn't care for this movie. It wasn't bad, and I know a lot of people really enjoyed it, and it's highly rated. It's like a 6.6 or something on IMDb, which is pretty high for a film like this. So I'm gonna be in the minority here. But did you guys see it? Were you as bored as I was? I mean, I didn't hate it, and it wasn't like every second of the movie I was like, ugh. And I thought the Anne Heche stuff was, Anne Heche, however you say her name, I thought she was great. I would have liked more focus on her because she was actually compelling, and her acting is fantastic, okay? But Jeffrey is so fucking uninteresting to me in this movie. He's just an awkward kid, and he's boring. He's fucking boring. And yes, I know a lot of people would be like, well, that's what's so scary about him. He's just that normal, like that awkward kid who's seemingly boring and then sneaks up behind you and clubs you with a baseball bat. Like, okay, I don't know. It just never scared me in this. It never worried me. It never did anything. I knew what he was going to become. I know who he is. So it never was tense to me because I was like, yeah, I know he's a fucking killer. I know who he becomes. But I know he doesn't do it here. So it's just very lackluster in every way for me. So this one just did not work for me at all. I wouldn't recommend it, but a lot of people seem to be digging it, so it might be worth a watch. It's on Cinemax if you have it. Let me know if you saw it. Let me know if you watch it. Let me know if you think I'm fucking crazy, or if you think that I'm correct and it is boring as well for you. I hope you love it. But anyway, guys, all right.